warm welcome to everyone in the space. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, now let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. So, my dear ones, this is our Wheel of Wisdom. And as you guys can see, this wheel contains the name of 50 plus books that I have read over the past 10 years of my life. And now we're going to ask the universe to pick a book for all of us. But before that, I invite you to take a moment and, Sarah says, good luck, Anisha. You got this. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. So, yeah, so I was saying that I invite you all to take a moment and ask yourself, what is it that I would like to receive some guidance on today? And whatever comes up for you, hold that in your mind as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is Living with Your Heart Open. Uh, by Steve Flowers and Bob Stahl. Sorry, Living with Your Heart Wide Open. Mhm. So give me a moment to open this beautiful book. And I guess I received the message that I was looking for already from the title of this book. But yeah, so this is the cover page of the book. Beautiful, isn't it? Living with Your Heart Wide Open. And the subtitle of this book is How Mindfulness and Compassion Can Free You from Unworthiness, Inadequacy, and Shame. So, choosing some numbers for our game. Give me a moment. So, my dear ones, in a moment from now, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a number. And I don't want you guys to rush at all. Instead, just see what number comes up first for you and then share that number in the comments. I will go through all your comments and pick a number that my intuition is feeling most all to. Okay, so here you go. Pick a number between 21 to 179. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Trace. Thank you, Nelly. And by the way, if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name, feel free to correct me. Oh my goodness, Nelly and Yadira chose the same number. That too simultaneously. And what I'm like feeling is that you both of you guys, are you here for the very first time in this live? Because I think I don't remember your names. So yeah, is this your first time here, by the way? Um, just wondering. And thank you, Doug, for sharing a number. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, Nelly's first time. Okay, wonderful. Ah, Nelly. Then what a lovely alignment, on your first time in this space. Ah, love that. Okay, so let's see. What wants to come through page 22? I think Yadira has been here before, maybe once. I think, or twice, but not sure. Not that sharp memory. One of the reasons I'm a little anxious about tomorrow. Sorry. Uh, let's see. Adira says, I was here one other time. Yeah, okay. But it's been a long time. Yeah, I thought that I remember, you know, seeing you once, but okay. So good memory. Did not criticize, not going to criticize myself then. Yeah, Adira says, yes, I go by yeah. Okay, okay, wonderful. Yeah. What a cute name. Okay, so let's go with the number chosen by Nelly and Yaya. Hmm, 22. Okay, so the heading that came up on this page is self authorship. And by the way, the heading of this, like the chapter name is The Fiction of Me. So, self authorship. The stories you repeat make up your personal history and identity. They include the place and time you were born, the way it was in your family, the things that happened to you, the things you did, the things others did, your first love, and your first betrayal. It goes on and on as long as you repeat it. When you really look at your self stories, you may discover that they are repetitive and even arbitrary, depending on your mood. It's likely that the details don't even match up with those in the stories of your parents or your closest siblings. A good question is, who would you be without your story? Who would you be without your story? Seeing yourself without your story is an excellent way to let go of taking things personally, which can be very helpful with shame and inadequacy. So, I guess the universe is asking you guys to reflect that who would you be without your story, without all the beliefs that you have been carrying, that you have learned from somewhere, those interpretations that you formed as, in your childhood to make sense of the world, about who you are, about how other people are, about how this world works, about is life friendly or is life hostile. So, who you are without all those beliefs and all those stories that you have followed up until this moment. Because as the author mentioned, that these stories, that these narratives that we're carrying in our head, even though they might be about the same situation, but that situation is differently coded or saved in our head compared to in the mind of our siblings and compared to in the mind of our parents. So you have made a conclusion based on that situation, and then you are carrying that belief, that conclusion with yourself every single day of your life, and you are you know um behaving, thinking, feeling in alignment with all of that. Like your beliefs are influencing all these different parts of how you think, how you feel, how you behave, and what kind of results that you get in life. And there is this whole cycle that goes on. So you behave, you think in alignment with your belief. Like if you believe that I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy of love, of good things, people are not safe, I cannot trust people, life is harsh. So you are going to have thoughts, the automatic thoughts that pop up in your head are going to be influenced by these beliefs that you have learned, by these stories that you have been carrying, and all of these are learned, you were not born with these. So again, you were just carrying these stories. So this gives you a freedom to, to drop that weight, to drop um, any of the limiting beliefs that you might have. So this influence what thoughts pop up, they influence how you're going to feel in any particular situation. How you feel is going to influence how you're going to act, and then you're going to get results accordingly, and it is going to reinforce, strengthen your original belief. So there is this whole self-fulfilling prophecy that goes on, that runs our life. So yeah, so it's really really important to stop and to question, what beliefs am I carrying? What stories am I carrying? So yeah, that was what popped up in my head from, what I felt called to share after reading that. Okay, and before I see the comment section, in case you want to learn these beliefs, in case you want to understand what stories have you been carrying and are they really yours, which they aren't most of the times. And even if you don't realize where the source was from, you can see that they are not helpful right now and you can drop them. But when you see that they came up from something external, then you're like, okay, why should I let someone else define me or define things or define how life works for me? I can create my own definition now that I am an adult, now that I have a fully functioning brain. I don't need to carry those stories from somewhere else. I can create my own and drop the ones that are not working for me. So yeah, if you want to discover those stories, those beliefs, and learn where did you got these from, then you might find like some resources, because I like try to put everything that I had learned from my own journey, from all the therapies that I know of, into this particular, course. And I'm hoping that this might help you discover your own, stories and stuff, so that you can break free from them, because awareness is always, the first step. And if you already know, then you can ignore it. Nelly says, wow, this is so timely. I'm really glad, Nelly, that this reading resonated with you. And yeah, and I hope that, you are able to take that self authorship that, that came up, take back control of your life, define your own, have your own definitions of different things, of success, of happiness, of yourself, and let that be your guide instead of something that you have learned from your past or from someone else. And yeah, and also let me know, yeah, did it resonated at all with you? And anyone else also, if if something came up for you from this reading, if it resonated with you, you can share that as well in the comments. It's not just for two people, it's for everyone in this space, because you won't be here if you weren't meant to have received this message. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water and we will move on to our second reading. Okay, so my dear ones, again, bring to your mind whatever it is that you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is Daily Stoic 366 Meditations on Wisdom by Ryan Holiday. So, let's see what piece of wisdom wants to arrive in our life. Just taking a moment to open the book and to choose some numbers for us. By the way, this is the cover page of the book, The Daily Stoic 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living. I'm getting pretty better at reading the inverted texts. Okay, choosing numbers. Mm, so, my dear ones, I invite you to pick a number between uh, between 18 to 411. Again, no need to rush. Take your time, and I will choose a number randomly based on my intuition. Okay. So let's see what wants to come up. Thank you, Trace. Anyone else? Thank you, Margaret. Okay, anyone else? Then let's go with these two numbers then. Ah, okay, so I'm feeling called the most towards 252. So let's go with Margaret's number. Hmm, what wants to come through for Margaret? So the message is start with where the world is. Do now. So there is a quote by Marcus Aurelius, which is do now what nature demands of you. Get right to it if that's in your power. Don't look around to see if people will know about it. Don't await the perfection of Plato's Republic, but be satisfied with even the smallest step forward and regard the outcome as a small thing. So, there is a reflection of the author on this, which says, have you ever heard the expression, don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough? The idea is not to settle or compromise your standards, but rather not to become trapped by idealism. There is plenty you could do right now, today, that would make the world a better place. There are plenty of small steps that, were you to take them, would help move things forward. Don't excuse yourself from doing them because the conditions aren't right or because a better opportunity might come along soon. Do what you can now. And when you have done it, keep it in perspective. Don't overblow the results. Shun both ego and excuse before and after. So, so Margaret, did it resonated at all with you? Have you been stuck with this perfectionism that, I just need to wait for the right time, the right energy, the right confidence, the right feeling of readiness to begin something? like I want to do so much, but I can't do it until I feel like I'm ready enough. So the universe is inviting you that there are so many small steps that you can take. Just begin. Just begin from where you are. Just begin with where your world is and just take those steps. And when you do them, do not you know, be too attached with the results. Just focus on taking those actions, take those small steps, and see what happens. So, yeah, let me know if this reading resonated with you. And in fact, I think, recorded a talk very recently. Um, I guess it got released 10 days ago or something, which was around this very thing, like overcoming perfectionism because it can lead to procrastination. It can hinder us from taking those actions. So, yeah, if you really struggle with that, you might find it helpful. Margaret says, lovely words. I am a perfectionist for sure. Letting go is the tick. Thank you, Margaret, for sharing that it resonated with what you are working on and for sharing what has worked for you. Like letting go of that control, letting go of those high expectations, letting go of those unrealistic standards, letting go of a lot of things is definitely a key. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. Hmm. So, my dear ones, we have reached the end of this live. We have been here for about 50 minutes. And I hope that you guys received something of value from this live, whether it was the meditation or the readings or the talk that we had or just the energy of this. And if you would like to support me, continue doing this, then you can do so by making a small donation. Of course, there is no compulsion. If you want to support me but you can't make a donation, then you can simply just listen to my work. You can leave a review, that is definitely encouraging. And if you think that, okay, this person I know might really benefit from this, then you can share it with them. So, yeah. And if you joined late, then you might be able to find the summary of today's live. Um, in my group, which is called World of Wisdom, and you can find it by going to my profile. So when you go there and you scroll down and you scroll down, so at the very bottom of my profile, you will see a group called World of Wisdom. And here you will find the summary of today's live. I usually post like the summary within 5 or 10 minutes. So the summary includes the name of the books, the name of the authors, the exact readings from today. And yeah, and sometimes I post some updates and stuff there in the group. So yeah, if you want to join, you can join this group with 158 other beautiful beings and be part of my little community. And you will also find all the previous live summaries here as well. And if you would like to explore the resources that I have created for you, then you will find it just above the group in the playlist section. So I have like 5 playlists in which I have organized all of my content. So if you feel called, you can just check it out and see what all I offer, guidance on, support with. And if you can see that is there something that I'm going through that might, that I have something on. So you can check these playlists out, or you can check the courses section out. So you will find all of my 7 courses here as well. So yeah, I hope that any of it, like you find whatever it is that you need right now in your life. Sonal, thank you, Sonal, for sharing a number. But yeah, we are done with our final book reading today. But if you feel called, I would love to have you in our next live, which is day after tomorrow. I haven't added a card for it here, but you can find it on my profile. Or if you are not following me, you can follow me so that you get notified when it is released. So, yeah. Okay, you're welcome, Sonal. Um, yeah, so I bow down to the divine within each and every one of you. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be happy. May you all feel loved and worthy of love. May you all trust yourself and be kind to yourself. That is my wish for you. So I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow at the same time. And yeah, have a nice, beautiful day or night, whatever it is for you. Thank you so much for staying till the end.